Hey everyone, John for Popeyes Postcards. Today we're going to do yet another What Sold video. This will encompass, I think it's January 5th. No, I don't know when this is. I believe it may be the 12th. Yeah, the 12th through the 19th. I believe 12th through the 19th, something like that. You can see on the screen another terrific week. $2,216 on eBay, 204 orders, and several of those were multiple, so probably around 210 postcards in a week. And over on Hit Postcard, I had another 86 dollars in orders. So for the week, $2,300, and it was actually what helped sales was a mistake I made, which actually turned out to be a very good mistake. And I'll just get into that now. You know how eBay has gone to this good till canceled. I always hated that. I always thought that listings were buried. And then, after a month or, several months of being listed, they just, they don't get seen and they don't get sold. And what I used to do is I always did that, let them end every 30 days. And that next day or two after I relisted everything, I'd have terrific sales. So I was messing around with 6-bit. I got a brand new computer downstairs, and I was messing around with my listings, and I accidentally ended 21,000 of my 24,000 listings. They ended. Um, there's a feature on 6-bit. Let me pull that up right now, and then we'll get into what's sold. There's a feature in 6-bit. If you're familiar with this software, this is what I use to list all my listings. Well, when you have your listings ready to upload to eBay, there's a button here called Submit. And I was looking at this Submit button and Revise button. There's a Revise button on here. But you can see right here, hopefully the screen's big enough, you can list auction or items either as auction or fixed price. But under fixed price, you have the option of good till cancel or custom. And 30 days up until, I don't know how many days, 120, 180. You could put them for whatever. But when you list them like that by actually giving them a custom date, 6-bit will automatically end those items. And that's where I got to. I thought that they would end them and relist them, and the fine print is that you can end them, but you have to be in their highest tier program for it to be automatically relisted. So I didn't read that fine print, and I thought that what it would do is it would refresh. I'd like to end my items and have them refreshed, and thinking that based on previous experiences that I would have really good sales. Well, again, I didn't read the fine print, so all 6-bit did was end my 21,000 items, and I had to manually relist those 200 at a time, and I think it took me a little over 2 hours to relist all those. So anyway, something to keep an eye out for, and I may actually do this again in a couple months. But what that ended up doing for me, they all ended, I can't remember what day, I'll show you here in a second. Actually, I got to look at the overview. 1 second. So overview, they ended January 12th. Or I'm sorry, they ended Saturday the 11th, and Sunday the 12th I relisted. And you can see by relisting 21,000 items, they got all brand new item numbers. And so eBay thought that they were all brand new items. So that first day I sold $595 worth of postcards. And then Monday I sold $652 worth of postcards. So $1,250 worth of postcards in 2 days because I refreshed 21,000 listings. And you can see the next day another 211, and the next day 258. So there's just in 4 days Was that $1,600 or more, $1,700 in postcard sales. So that's why I may, do this again in the future after a couple months, or I'll go upgrade to that 6-bit high tier category. I think it's like $69 a month, um, just so they can automatically um, relist for me. I don't know if I would do it every month, but every couple months I could do it. Or I could just, bite the bullet and spend 2 hours, 2.5 hours relisting all my items. I don't, because that's to me that just proves that good till canceled. Your stuff gets buried and it doesn't get seen and it doesn't get sold. So anyway, off my soapbox. We're already going to have a long video based on um, everything that's sold. So again, yeah, $2,300 week, which is incredible. I don't think I had any auctions going. That was all just normal, not normal sales, but sales based on what's buy it nows. Okay, so first one is Valentine's. This came from the that big purchase I just did a month or so ago of all, it's like 90,000 postcards. I had one box of all Valentine's Day cards. This one was $13. Just a beautiful card with some cupids and gold gilt. $13 for that card. This is Carlton Hill, Hawthorne Street, and this is in New Jersey. It's a real photo. And I got this at the Antique Mall for $3.25. I took a best offer of $38 for that card. This is California Dual View Greetings from Hamilton Air Force Base. During my research as I was listing this, I found that this was a fairly rare view of this Air Force base. And so I listed it at auction at $25 and had one guy or one girl, one person bid on it and protected their bid. So which means I could have gone higher with this card. These dual views, so you got two views, and I call them banners. Some of them can do pretty well. Some, are generic and don't do so well. So again, this is a rare view from this Air Force base, and $25. These are real photos of people, a group of people at the California Redwoods. I bought these. I believe they were for 20 cents or 25 cents when I set up at at the postcard show, and I got to cherry pick from the other dealers. I believe that's where these came from. But they're just real photos of people with giant redwood trees. No other identifying information on them. So one person bought 3 of them for pretty much $21. Another one of those Valentine's cards from the big buyout. This is a clap saddle, even though it does not say, I don't think it says clap saddle anywhere on there. But just the look of it and this wolf symbol right here, I just know that's a clap saddle. So had one person, looks like one person really wanted it and protected their bid, which means again that I could have put this much higher. Probably should have put $20 on it, but I went for $14.99. This is California, Lassen Volcanic National Park, Crater Summit of Lassen Peak. I always do really well with this Lassen Volcanic National Park. Always do very well. I think this is a hand tinted, hand colored. I didn't have enough room to put that in the title. It's Albert type, 1930s, $12.99. So I always pick up those Lassen Volcanic Parks. This one, I think this is the best sell of the week, but this is pretty much, it's not postcard really anymore. It's really severely trimmed. It's a real photo, at least that's what it started life out as, of a borax marsh in Death Valley. So I think Um, so here, let me get this again. There's the back. You can just tell it's been trimmed down. I put in here that, in fact, I put it in the title, trimmed. Usually I don't do that. If it's slightly trimmed, I'll put it down in the description, but this is severely trimmed. It's cut that, so it's only 2.25 inches tall. Normal postcards, three and a half ish. So, it's a good 1.25 inches trimmed, and then it's only 4 7/8 inches wide. So it's cut off the edges by another at least half an inch or more. So very surprised. I think I only started off at maybe $3 or $4, $4.99, and I had 3 bidders go after it, and the high bid was $57.24. So when you're out looking for postcards, or you come across a lot of postcards, and you see one that's severely trimmed like that, if it was of a nothing picture, I would throw it away. But I knew Death Valley can sometimes sell for very good money, and that's what I based my reason for listing this. No way did I ever expect it to go to $57. So I can only imagine if this was a complete full uncut postcard, probably would have been well over $100. So keep an eye out for stuff like that. Some Lake Tahoe cards are coming up here. I got these for 20 cents or a quarter when I set up at the postcard show, and again got the cherry pick other dealers. This might have been 5 for 20, or I'm sorry, yeah, 20 cents each, 5 cards for $1. $13.99 for that card. Oh, this is Craig Lake, Talent Lakes Trail, Meeks Bay, real photo. Here's another Lake Tahoe, Eagle Creek Bridge, Emerald Bay, another real photo, $24.99. Now this is an interesting card. It's La Jolla, California, alligator head. It's metal. It's real thin metal. I think it was aluminum. I stuck a magnet, or tried to stick a magnet to it, and the magnet wouldn't stick. But just interesting. Very rarely do I come across these. So 1909, and it's kind of engraved, or maybe etched on there somehow. I don't think it's printed. But anyway, $14.99 again. Another person protecting their bid, which means I should have listed it much higher. This is Springfield, Illinois, high school manual training exhibit, State Fair, 1910. Just a pennant view type of thing. $17.24 for that card. I don't think I took a best offer. Actually, I did. I took a best offer of $14 for that card. Next is Biplane Circling Monument, 1912 Aviation Meet, Fort Recovery, Ohio. And I did take a best offer for this card of $19.99, and I got this in that big postcard buyout I did last spring. And let's see, this is let me see, what am I doing here? This is Stone Harbor, New Jersey, 100 cottage year, 1910 beach home construction. I got this last year sometime. I went to that same flea market, antique mall. Again, the guy was having a half off sale. I think it was half off. Maybe it was 40% off. I can't quite remember. But anyway, they got this for about $2, $1.50, something like that. And took a best offer of $20. So again, keep an eye out for Stone Harbor, New Jersey. And the reason I took that was kind of a lowball offer. The same person made offers on a whole bunch of other cards. I think they bought 3 or 4. So yeah, maybe the price was a little lower than I wanted, but they bought so much it was still probably a $70 order. So here's another Stone Harbor. Got it for probably $2 or so. This is a residence garage, and I took a best offer of $15. Another Stone Harbor, took a best offer of $12 on this card, and I paid probably 75 cents for it. So same buyer on those three cards. I think there was one more, but I think it was below $10. So this is Gainesville Sanatorium in Gainesville, Texas. Some corner issues on this card. I can't remember where I got it. Let me see how much I got that went for. I took a best offer of $15 for that card. This is the Lukens Steel Company in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. It's a night view, and I took a best offer of $20 for that card. It might be time to get a new scanner. That line is showing up more and more often. Come on. Can't quite see it. There's that line right there in the center. Yeah, so I took a best offer at $20 for that card. Hong Kong card, so they are selling, and I think this one did go to Hong Kong. Yeah, I took a best offer of $10 for this card. Paid, it's probably pennies into this card. I bought a whole bunch of them, so $10. This is Cranberry Lake, New Jersey. View of Cranberry Lake, Photograph Company. I think when I bought this, and I think when I reviewed it, I couldn't quite remember. There's some Cranberry Lakes. I think there's one in Connecticut and some other places, and I couldn't quite remember which is the best one. And I guess this is one of them because it sold for asking price $29.99, and I would have paid $1.50 for that card. Got it at that antique mall where the guy was half price, but this was the first trip last spring, I think it was. So $29 for Cranberry Lake, New Jersey. This is 1910 woman in period bathing suits, diving shell and fish border. Sometimes these borders sell the cards. You'll see alligator border, you'll see seashells, you'll see shrimp. So this no area in particular, but so I think it's the border that sold this one for $11.99. This is Pigeon River, Minnesota, Hotel Sextus, velvet ice cream sign. No, I took a best offer on this one. Let me find it. Okay, I did not take a best offer. It sold for the full price of $34.49. I do not. Oh, this came from the big postcard buyout. So again, 8 cents or so into that card. This is a Hold Delight, St. Louis, Missouri City Hall. When I get these Hold Delights, I usually just do the two pictures, all my postcards. But what I did with this one is obviously I put a light behind it so you could see what the windows look like in the moon when there's a light behind it, and that's what it looks like when there's no light behind it. I believe I took a best offer. Let me see here. No, so full price $14.94 for that card. Some dental books. These are actually dental booklets, really small. $20 on each of those, so $40 total order. And I just started listing. I don't know if you remember that whole big. I had this whole big library cart full of books, dental magazine books, stuff like that. And over the weekend, actually last Thursday, Friday, I listed them all. It was I think it was 100 and some, and I put them in my other store, and they're starting to sell too. So my other store is going to be, I bumped that up from a basic store to right now a premium, and I'm starting to list my dental books. So I'll show you a little bit. If I get a really good sale, I'll go ahead and pull that information over to these videos. Okay, this is Coloma Island Park House. This is in Michigan, and it's a real photo. I paid $2 recently at that antique mall, and I took a best offer of $20. Some people hanging out at their summer cottage at the lake, I guess. Another ship postcard. This is of the uh, Lloyd Bremen line, Kaiser Wilhelm, New York Harbor. This actually, I took a best offer on this card, and I believe it went to, I gotta find it here, sorry. It went to someone who works for a ship line. Let me pull that information up, and I can just tell you. I won't tell you the person's name, but the shipping label went to Carnival, Tampa Seafarers Center, Carnival Paradise. So I guess Carnival Paradise is a ship. So I just thought that was neat, and I took a best offer of $15 for that card. So again, the ship postcards continue to sell very well for me. This is Waterloo, Wisconsin. This is Monroe Street, Dirt View, Bakery Stores. Let me see if I took a best offer. I sold so many postcards, it's hard to find it here. It's $16. So I took a best offer of $16 for this old Street View. Came from the big postcard buyout, so about 8 cents. This is Hong Kong Racecourse Happy Valley Jockey Club Football Club, 1960s. Again, this came from the Hong Kong postcard buyout that, again, is finally starting to sell. Took a best offer of $19, and I believe that stayed in the United States. Real hair, real photo. I showed this or featured this in my cool and interesting postcards, and it finally sold after several months. It took a best offer of $27. Again, it's kind of gross that that's someone's real hair glued to a real photo postcard. So $27 for that. This is Cherokee and Native American Indian Chief Sunok. I don't know, but he has swastikas on his outfit. Kind of looks like John Belushi, or Jim Belushi. Which one? John. John was the one who died. I took a best offer of $20 for that postcard, and I just got this. Yeah, that Antique Mall paid $2 for that postcard. This is Moonlight on the Sound Sailing Mass Ship Schmedley real photo. This is out of New York. The person who bought this postcard bought another Smedley postcard for, I think it was like $6. There was some tape on it. It looks like I took a best offer of $20 for this card, and they bought the other one for full price. So I don't know anything about Smedley to tell you anything else about it, but $20 for that real photo. Another Valentine's postcard, $12.99. Again, this is an unsigned clap saddle. You can just tell by the look of the. Just tell. You look at clap saddle cards long enough, you can just tell. And it also helps to have the International Art Publishing Company logo on the back. Sometimes you don't get that. Sometimes you don't get Wolf, but she has such a distinct style. And if you look up clap saddle images, in Google search, you can find this attributed to her. Don't know why I put this one on there. This Valentine's Day card. I like that it's heavy embossed and it has the spider web. $8.99. I think maybe because one person bought a whole crap load of Valentine's Day cards from me. Here's that when I showed you the big postcard buyout I just did. I pulled this card out of the box. I think I said it could have been a $30 plus postcard. It's an Ernest Nister, and it's a name you need to keep an eye out for. It'll always be on the back. Down in there in the corner, you see Ernest Nister London. Very well-known and good publisher. So I got $18.99. So $19, not quite $30, but $19 for that card. Another, what's that? Valentine's Day card. This one's signed H.B. Griggs, and that's if you see postcards with that HGB or HBG That's HB Griggs. I don't remember exactly what HB stands for. So I'm just showing this to you that those Valentine's Day cards are selling. And again, this was one person who bought that. Bought this one too. It's another Valentine's card from that same lot. I think it was like an $80 order or more that person bought from me. Okay, next one is it Kinmundy, Illinois, 1912 train wreck view private car Williams photo. Sure, showing looks like it's a train wreck, but it's on the back of another flatbed rail car. I think that's what it looks like. Came from the postcard buyout from last spring. Took a best offer of $30. This is Catalina Island, California. 251-pound tuna caught rod and line. I'm not sure if I featured this postcard or not. I can't remember if I showed you this postcard, but it sold for $19.99. This is another Ernest Nister card, Valentine's, called Rivals. There's two men, looks like they're trying to catch butterflies, and they run into each other, but I guess it's not always on the backs because there's Ernest Nister on the front. So anyway, keep an eye out for Ernest Nister cards, $12.99 for that card. And for the Ernest Nister cards, dressed animals do the best for him. This is Saybrook, Illinois, 8-view mini fold-out oyster shell. Is it Sangamon Church? Yeah, or Sangamon River and then Church. Got this at from the antique mall, half price, so $2 for that card. And I know I took a best offer. I took a best offer of $20 for that card. Next, this is a viewer sale. So thank you very much for. They bought, I don't know, it was 4 or 5 postcards. Nicholas, thank you very much for your purchase. I think it's Nicholas. Yes, Nicholas, thank you. You bought a whole bunch of Bud Lake cards from me. I definitely appreciate you watching and buying my cards. So this came from the antique mall. So paid $2 for it. And Nicholas, I don't remember how much you offered it, but it was a very generous offer, and I thank you again for that. This is Bud Lake. So keep an eye out for Bud Lake in New Jersey. This is Valentine's treble clef song, music, notes, arrows, hearts, cupids. So definitely keyword. I don't know any other way to explain the card, what I'm looking at. So I just put as many keywords in that I could. $12.99 for that card. And this is Boy Scouts BSA cooking exaggerated potato over fire. And I took a best offer. I think it was $20. I just lost my my screen on the other side, but I believe it's $20. It's not a real photo, but it's a litho. But it's exaggerated potato. It's the Boy Scouts that helped sell this card. Even though I had $86 worth of sales on Hip Postcard, there wasn't a whole bunch of. In fact, there weren't any. I don't think anything was over $10. So that's all I have to show you this week. Just keep in mind that you may want to end your listings and relist them, sell similar. I'm not sure exactly how you do it on eBay. Probably sell similar, but if you're using 6-bit, you might want to explore that. Amend everything and do it for a 60-day listing or a 90-day listing. Just keep in mind that you're going to have to manually relist those unless you have their enterprise. I think it's enterprise store. I'm not sure. So that's all I got. As always, I thank you for watching.